Abusianfo neti for high Alpha 1GH and then of first time I ban so any di no book and so now subscribe ya mine. Sine benye news bia no shi bia benye notification of phone so na be sha fin so mama me so be sha more down for any of lovers no busianfo nya so nye beti for me nken something good news bia be turn na so na e pese kache Ghana fo nyina ama e mo viewers fo nyina enye bihwe. Enim said 9 seat koka bi koso e Supreme Court right now ama right now e kase kwampo no o ma ko break Akroma za back formation rich say out of that 9 seat no a good news pa 4 seat ankasa 4 seat yedama e NDC amanyuko no na reporter na some wo kan say sa 4 seat no dia yedi kan declare ama NDC amanyuko ndada this 7 seat ne kwampo de se be beka kasafu from ne beka say bi fan say emfa kwam this 4 seat no na say declare ama beka NDC amanyuko no after say NDC lawyers for na den some evidence bi anu hye pa a say no video kwakwohwe no a say camera koto beka Bossman sare so no n'anim egu ase na n'anim nyina yehobi ase bi ase wosu agyae ama n'anim nyina ase enim gu ase na aka no ama ese osisi ni trase video name no yebesa ko hu genja pon a ono so n'anim ye bia enhyira nya papa ante se enim gu ase na aka bi pemanyuko no ante se enya asempeto a we ni information about na so nti sa koka na ekoso nyina no izan sa NDC lawyer na efe na ezozi tamakulu izan na so de sanse mu inu egugugu ema Supreme Court efe na chija tukono no ase etache na koma no ama de say no information o change say for it ama say declare ama NDC amanyuko kam ningu tisa report na ba ne de nkomo twa na ato aso
in the affected areas. The High Court, in its decision, ordered the EC to fulfill its constitutional mandate of verifying and recollating results in the contested constituencies. The EC has completed the recollation in 7 out of the 9 constituencies. However, results of Domkwabenya and Ablekuma North remain outstanding. And a few minutes ago, the Supreme Court just decided to go on a quick break where I'm sure the 5-panel judge will be deliberating over the arguments that have been made for and against the motion. The NDC's lawyer, or the lawyer leading the NDC legal team, Ḍisĝracē, has been making a strong argument that they believe per the CI...
Quick break, and then they'll return to continue.
Okay, so it should be our understanding that by close of sitting today, if the judges do return, which there is strong indication they'll be coming with a final decision on this matter. Is that the case?
All things being equal matters, we are expecting that too.
All right. Lord Ḍisĝracē, thank you so much for helping us with a clearer understanding of what has gone on at the Supreme Court. If you're just joining us, this is News Central. We remain your election command center, and still we're keeping very close eyes on the aftermath of the December 7 general elections, where out of the 276 constituencies where voting took place, 9 of them were outstanding. The EC chair actually went ahead to declare President-elect John Mahama as the winner, although 9 constituencies were still outstanding. Fast forward a few days thereafter, a number of those constituencies had declarations in them where the NDC, and about 4 of them had NDC candidates declared as winners. The remaining did not have any declaration at all due to acts of party supporters from either the NDC or the NPP side. So the EC, through a court order, decided to recollate and now declare the 9 constituencies at a centralized location. That decision did not go down well with the NDC, who went to the Supreme Court to ask the Supreme Court to quash that order that came from the High Court to the EC to undertake a declaration or a recollation exercise. So the court today is listening to the arguments of both the NDC, the NPP, who has filed to be a party to the case, and the Electoral Commission. And in your shots, you also saw Bossman, and then also some of the other key leaders of the Electoral Commission in the Supreme Court. And then the NPP, represented by Gary Nimako, who is on your screen at the moment, and the 5-panel judge led by Justice Puamang, one of the senior members of the bar, have been listening to the arguments spanning over 2.5 hours. So what they did a few minutes ago, just like Lord indicated, Lord Ḍisĝracē, our reporter, indicated, is that they have taken a break, which indirectly means that when they do return, they are likely to be coming with a judgment after listening to the arguments of key parties in this issue. We'll definitely keep you posted to hear clearly what the final decision will be on this. And out of the 7 that were declared, all of them went to the side of the NPP, or the NPP candidates won in those 7. There are 2 outstanding, Domi Kwabenya and then of the Electoral Commission themselves. The order that the High Court gave was a contravention to the law. And we've also had Gary Nimako, who is lawyer for the NPP candidates, who are the respondents in this particular case, has also been making key arguments, asking the court to dismiss what the NDC has brought before it, saying that the final jurisdiction lies before the High Court. Let's speak to our man who's been sitting through all these proceedings at the Supreme Court, Lord Ḍisĝracē, who is also our court correspondent. He's joined us for a quick chat. Lord, good afternoon, and thank you for your time. First of all, do we know what the final submissions were before the court decided to rise? Hello, Lord, can you hear me? All right, so we're trying to see if we can get a clear connection to Lord Ḍisĝracē. He is a man who has been sitting through the proceedings, which started a few hours ago, about 2 hours now, when the Supreme Court decided to now hear the case that was filed by the NDC, asking the Supreme Court to quash the decision of a High Court that asked the Electoral Commission to go and recollate and redeclare constituencies. 9 of them, 7 have been declared, 2 is still outstanding. Lord Ḍisĝracē, if you can hear me now, my first question would be, what were the final submissions? We heard Gary Nimako also making a submission before the court decided to rise. What were those submissions, if you can hear me, Lord?
Right, Martin, can you hear me?
Yes, clear.
Fantastic. So basically, the lead counsel for the NDC, Eddie Gitamaclo, citing or outlining issues with the High Court, the presiding judge in the matter last he cited, indicated points where he felt that the judge was biased. So he started off by saying that, for example, when the NPP brought their suits before them, their mandamus before the court, the NDC was not party to the suit, and so they filed a joinder to that suit, but that was immediately refused by the judge. He stated that this refusal set a dangerous precedent because he indicated that with that precedent, it means that 2 parties can collude against one party, which has not been cited in the suit. He went ahead to indicate that, for example, as far as the suit was concerned, while the hearing was ongoing, they indicated instances, for example, that they had video evidence of the declarations at some of the parliamentary constituencies under dispute. So he Ablikmanot and noted that they had a video evidence and wanted the court to play it because he said that hearing the NPP or granting the NPP's motions would be an illegality, and so he wanted the video to be played in court. However, the judge dismissed that, and at that point, the presiding judge hearing the matter, that's quite right, because he wanted to be sure that the case of the NDC was also before the High Court. Now, FG went ahead to say that they filed their suit on 16th of this month, but the NPP filed theirs on 17th, but the High Court heard the one which was filed on the 17th, which was the NPP before theirs, and he went ahead to indicate that some of the rulings or some of the decision by the court essentially would affect their parties because they were not made party to the suit. But in his defense, who's the lead counsel for the NDC, noted that the mode in which the NDC came with their agenda was not right, and that was why the judge dismissed things. And he indicated that in the ruling of the court, the judge exercised discretion, and so if they were not the decision of the court, their option would be to appeal. At that point, FDG, after he made a submission, he came again to say that they cannot file an appeal to a suit that they were not party to in the first place. Martin.
Right, and so we know that the judges have taken a quick break. Is it that the case has been adjourned? What exactly did they say before rising? So
the judges did not indicate anything, but once they indicated that they are rising, they are expecting that when they come up, we'll probably hear a decision or to bring the finality to the matter, because they did not indicate that they are adjourning the case. They just indicated that they are rising and taking a
Ebusiafo ini atensema ekoso achese report edinema egugu akwem achesensema kana chese sa force na declare no ema NDC amanyuko no MPP amanyuko no person mu chinchin eya amanfo nsa special NDC fo a omne omasema ba ekoto no chinchin mama chinchin omonsa no msa eje back to eye beka MP amanyuko no but nya de befa MP no per se. The High Court for the kind of our somujitum. The new council made a omutu that the High Court salu no the manukotum to omdotune. Name the NDC application of the about saying Kebia coming the Omuhia Assembly no more 5 years and 2 years. MPP manucode including EC Bossman cyber made almost squashes sign man. But anya de befa, anya de befana fetchana. Eno. Ena say no good news and I hit home to say amazing and this headquarters hode and nije hode enya asengotwa right now ye kazan so any the president elect John Dramani Mahama na any maybe o free amadi say ne hene no ya ini ya yibuno ayetene so na so ye feno Yagbonwura ono ena sisi ayeka say John Dramani Mahama kokupimo wa odina seda kwakoma na nsem odi tudwa na chese ohene no according to ohene no say the ema waka acha Ghana for no ene mpaebo amede ata wachi nyina was all ye mom because policy of the two Ghana ene koma Ghana for a fed up into some this are a year 2 minute ema man Ghana for sense from especially me and found mom saying the NC from us so ohene na nia bre eke cancer ansem echa John Dramani Mahama ena mama say aya ne wo no aya no free the nya de ma aye ohene fa ne Yagbonwura ne sense from that we make sure say ne empire body tanachi na no bit my successful na the policy how do say aye free tertiary a bit say e beka aya kwan ho do be ya magana for because policy no fitting class 1 copy penny for so no obi abenye bi
the declaration was done by the EC official for Elikplim Akurugu, the NDC candidate who had won for the first time in the Dom Kwabenya constituency. But as it stands, that is being challenged by the NPP. And so we would wait to see and hear further clarity on it from the side of the Supreme Court, whether these outstanding two would also be part of their final judgment. So this is your election command center, and definitely if it has to do with politics and elections, we are your best source for admonished President-elect John Dramani Mahama to ensure that he works to fulfill his social contract with Ghanaians. The Yagbonwura reminded the President-elect that the renewal of his mandate was a clear testament to his exemplary works during his previous works, adding that posterity had vindicated his effort with his re-election. The Yagbonwura made these remarks when President John Mahama and his family paid a courtesy call on him at the Jakpa Palace in Damongo on Boxing Day. Actually happened yesterday. So those are some of the sights and sounds we got from the meeting between President-elect John Mahama when he led his family to meet with the Yagbonwura. And a lot of conversations went on. Part of it was the Yagbonwura asking John Mahama, who is President-elect, to ensure that he lives up to at least the expectations many Ghanaians have in him and the reason why they re-elected him. Let's speak to our Savannah regional correspondent, Christopher Amwaku, who's joined us via Zoom. Chris, thank you for your time. What else has the King of Gonjaland been telling President-elect?
Yes, so he's basically been telling the President-elect John Dramani Mahama to, first of all, fulfill his social contract with the people of Ghana, because throughout the campaign season, the former president and president-elect actually made some promises and also indicated that he was coming to ensure that the economy is brought back on track, jobs are created, and also other things that will support the growth of the country. Yesterday, the Yagbonwura Yagbonwura Bikunuto Jeusole the first reminded the former president and president-elect to ensure that he fulfills this promise to the good people of Ghana. He actually also indicated that as a grandfather, he will give him the maximum support that he requires to be able to govern this country. Let's take a listen to what the Yagbonwura told the president-elect at the Jaffa Palace in Damango.
The renewal of your mandate is a clear testament to your exemplary work during your previous tenure as President of the Republic of Ghana from 2012 to 2016. Indeed, posterity has vindicated your efforts. Ghanaians have expressed their confidence in you and in your ability to confront challenges, create opportunities, and drive the developmental agenda for our nation to new heights. It is our fervent hope that as you prepare for your inauguration on January 7, 2025, you will continue to implement the policies and programs that resonate with the aspiration of our people. Mr. President-elect, as you embark on this new chapter, I must remind you that you have entered a social contract with the people of Ghana. This contract necessitates dedicated individuals in key positions to help you fulfill the expectations of citizens. I urge you to appoint those who possess both integrity and a genuine commitment to serve the nation. Mr. President, elect members that the hopes and dreams of Ghanaians rest upon their shoulders.
Right, so Chris, yeah, we have the spokesperson of the Yagbonwura in that statement. But talk to us about what the president-elect has also been saying. I mean, clearly, as a son of the soil, he is someone who definitely like the teachings and the leadership that he will be getting from the king, wouldn't he?
Exactly. So what he actually, in response, told the Yagbonwura and the good people of Gonjaland is that they prayed for him to become president. Today, he's president-elect. He will never let them down, and he was going to ensure that he fulfills, if not all, but most of the topmost social contract the people of this country, and that he still requires their prayers to be able to deliver on his mandate. Let's take a listen to what the president-elect John Dramani Mahama has been saying.
Speak a little English. I just briefly said that I am home. This is where I was born, in Damango, many years ago, and I have come back home to greet my father and present the victory that I have earned to him. I know that it is with his prayers that we've achieved this success. From the day that I sent a delegation led by our party chairman to come and see him and to inform him that I had been selected by my party to be the flag bearer for the 2024 elections, I know that my father has not slept. He has roamed the length and breadth of this country.
For your question is Sa 7 flip seat na ediama MPP amanyuko na omagegene mu no yedwene ho ayentiase no information ye tete HSA. Sa eye 7 flip seat near dama empema nyukuna another pre idi makotina obu nipa tu up to now no. Say nipa ko ne bu ni tu no. Or that's what hospital na police for enka hwe fa ono. Sa nkofo na omodwen so me MP let no. On the 9th of a year beka January no. Enya dia omo ebe omo kwan mo ede aba parliament. Na sa elect ne do ma adwum so me MP let omo constituency no. Enya dia mo kwan mo ede eba parliament. Na yaso in as an MP. Enti omo njan do omo cheche no. Enu nti ene sa application na as a request na eye NDC amanuku na de court no. Omo sha say e bobu ho amasisi no. NDC lawyer for Nigeria Tamakulo no in some wakana as a really a chief just to corner na come no. And there's say no formation which chances as 7 ne flip de ma and MP amanuku no. A move for a NDC for there. Right now, no, you good news at NDC amanuku because 4 seats no out of that 7 flip seat near the ma a year MP amanuku no. So I move for no I was 7 seats no. Into ye beka 3 pe na nke MP before there. Now 4 no e NDC amanuku ne dia. Na so nkofo be so me ya na sa 7 ni na om claim na 2 na akakura mpo die. Information is at the nature say. Sa officer na isi officer na who declare Dome Kwabenya as electrum ne wini no. Inim di nti a up to now no omba abonti meka hwe fa ho a isi mensa so samusa be regulation. Inim di nti a de inim se ne na Dome Kwabenya result ne be ba abonti ne hu se bia electrum ne wini ana se makokui ne wini. Opo all kasa be ba makokui ba abonti be kan. Adwa safso ba abonti be kan. Ni ne chino. Answer more consistent more like more like more losing no more sitting no more like more losing the NDC for the first time. And now mo ko Supreme Court in chino. What's up abonti e ka se and now I suggest for buy and now she ballot papers and now the can send me break. Upon all Cassava Kenya could a Supreme Court chambers can same way Changana for. You know why in Tiansi. Now we know and I can say. MP before person me ya na chicha tu kono. Niema a NDC amanukundi abano. Or tuning na to train. Nasa 7 seats no. Chinchina is a farmer. MP amanukum for but enya de befa. Enya de befa. NDC lawyer and I then edit. Evidence upon evidence a go claim or the folder upon folder go come upon file so the go claim and the information how do ECG mess and really if you say the go come on we say we evidence now was some of the follow side we no can say any the president elect John Dramani Mama what could pure in the room as Yagbonwura the advice akakra the man say the police are outdoor or the two man can for a touch of Akroma moment me the voting man or maybe you say signing man you bit my day I am a Ghana for no bit my any saman you couldn't jiddy and yes I or no or in sabisi for I can't bit my chair and your comment bit him so I sham or down for so any biache I have 1 Ḍisĝracēm.